All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns set in my weird, messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting, and the people below me are the people that I don't know. I've run out of ways to deprecate myself. Come up with something snappy, somebody.
I sick a bunch of beholders on us.
They're the people that are still mad at me for throwing a dozen beholders at them. Which I don't understand why that would be a big issue. Like, dozen beholders, they're cuddle bunnies.
I'm convinced some players become DMs so they can get back at their DMs.
I started as a DM. The first RPG I played, I was the DM. By the way, Jax, you've been muted this entire time if you weren't aware of that. Oh, okay. Just making sure. I wasn't... It's amazing how quickly the ability to read lips will come and then just leave you.
Yep. No, totally knew that the whole time. Whole time.
Announcements. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I actually used to create stuff and publish it on the DMs Guild. And I did it again. I created a brand new class. It's called the Blood Knight. It's super cool, and it's on the DMs Guild. So if you go there and just look for the Blood Knight class, or look for me, I'm Trainer Jody over there. You can get it, and you can get it for free if you want. It's pay what you want. And thus far, because I like to keep track of how things are going, 55 people had purchased it since it went live like 3 or 4 days ago, and like 2 of them had actually paid for it. So yay for me!
Yay!
But yeah, I do not do this to make money. But it's a cool new class. It's built around the idea of making attacks and gaining power as you attack your enemies, and then using that power to smite them. So it's cool. It's vampire.
I vibed a little bit on Elric from Michael Moorcock series.
Yeah, there was a
Chaos
few,
Blade.
There was a few things that kind of inspired it. Oh, good. Thank you so much.
Yes. No, we don't need that. Bye.
Bye-bye. And that, folks, is how you ban somebody.
Ooh.
Oh,
And someone with the band hammer.
Damn it.
who was naughty?
I have the ban hammer. That's me. That's what I do.
Oh.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, not that kind of naughty.
Oh.
How do I don't want them maximized anymore. I banned them. Now stop letting me see them.
Well, we don't see them.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
I see the name, but
No, I just can't see my chat on OBS now because all I see is this moron's name. Anyway,
Aww.
thank you, OBS. That was so awesome. Anyway, yeah, so check that stuff out. Trying to think if there's any other announcement style for the things.
I know there's a lot of extra live streams going on this week on Saturday later the afternoon, well after your game on Zelda Universe. Go around checking out. I think on Magic. Yeah, it's on Magic's channel.
I think
Magic the Gathering.
is like the Extra Life event this weekend.
I know a lot of people I know a lot of people have been doing charity work, and I know there's some in the Extra Life and for Make-A-Wish.
Because I know Extra Life actually has a weekend where it's Extra Life weekend, and it used to be that Gamehole Con and Extra Life would happen on the same weekend. which is one of the reasons I didn't go to it quite a few years.
I know and Extra Life is going on this Saturday.
See, I think because I believe it's the first weekend in November is when the official Extra Life weekend is. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, Extra Life is a fantastic organization, raises money for children's hospitals around the country, which is really, really nice. And there's a bunch of other really cool charity type companies. Critical Role Foundation, 826, lots of cool things. The Mr. Holland's Opus Foundation, which has been my personal preferred charity for many, many years. Because music is good. I used to also support VH1 Music in Our Schools Foundation, because they would donate money to public schools to help them start music programs, which are phenomenal and fantastic ways to make kids do better in school. Fun fact.
When their only instrument is the recorder or the flutophone, then they do not do so well in school.
There, finally got rid of the darn thing.
Hey.
All right, so
This stream is also brought to you by Next Day Halloween Candy.
my brother,
Hey!
because fun fact, when I was a child, growing up in a very conservative religious household, or fundamentalist religious household, we were not allowed to celebrate Halloween because it was of the devil.
Yeah.
So I didn't dress up for Halloween until I was in college. And now, because everyone in my house has anxiety problems, and social anxiety specifically, we just don't do the Halloween thing at all. We also, I don't think, have a ton of kids near us, or else we didn't for forever. So my brother went out to get groceries today, and he's like, by the way, I'm at Walmart. Do you want me to look out for any cheap candy? And I'm like, Reese's.
You will bring us the Reese's.
Love Reese's. Are you kidding me? It's amazing.
Yes, Reese's, precious.
And it's healthy because it has protein. Let's ignore all of that sugar. It has protein because there's peanut butter in there. There's not a lot of peanut butter in there. To be perfectly honest, all the stuff that looks like peanut butter, there's very little peanut butter in that peanut
I was
butter.
gonna say, it's not real
And
peanut butter.
processed.
But there is actual peanuts kind of in there somewhere.
Yes, but you can say that about all candies. Let's be
Amer-
honest there.
Let me
Yeah,
live in
that's
my
most
magical
American.
world.
That's most American candy. Let's be real fair
All
about this.
candies.
American candy, especially. Sorry,
Yes,
but like,
especially.
Let me live in my fantasy world because I like peanut butter candies.
That's fair. There are decent peanut butter candies out there that have actual peanuts and peanut butter in them.
I'm told that the Trader Joe peanut butter cups are pretty good. Never
I
had.
can't stand peanut butter and chocolate as a combination.
Really?
What?
And our
Nope,
friendship
just-
was going so well.
I know. But you know what? It goes. If
That's how it goes.
that's how it ends with chocolate and peanut butter, I don't think I'll be too terribly torn.
I get looks
So-
from people like I tell them I don't like guacamole. And it's like, no, it's fine. More for you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Guacamole, you have to have good guacamole. Like, I'm not a huge fan of guacamole unless it's fresh.
No.
Fresh
I
is
will
pretty
take-
decent.
Avocado, any way you want to serve it to me.
Avocado's nice. Fresh pico de gallo.
We're not hungry at all, guys.
No, we aren't. Especially since I can't eat.
I'm fine. I'm doing fine right here.
So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Tears of the Realms theoretically is going to be happening again this weekend. So tune into that. And it's super fun. Oh, I could announce this now. Every year for the past 10, I guess it's 11 years now, I do this thing called Daily December, where I make a video every day for the month of December, and it's all about me doing, trying new things and trying to stretch myself as a creator and things like that. Last year, I did a really cool mini campaign because I wanted to try. The last couple years, I've been trying new RPGs that I haven't had a chance to run. This year, we're going to be doing it again. I'm going to be running an RPG called Fabula Ultima. super cool. It's meant to kind of emulate old school, like Super NES era Final Fantasy games and Breath of Fire and stuff like that. It's going to be super fun. So the last Wednesday of November, the 29th, I think it is, I will be running a session 0 with people that have not been decided just yet, because I've put some feelers out to find out. And then for the month of December, all 4 Wednesdays, we're going to be running this cool JRPG thing. So that'll be fun. And you may see some new faces or old faces, I don't know. I've asked people if they want to be a part of it, and none of them have gotten back to me because I sent the messages out like an hour ago. And then I had to do this. So they might have tried to get back to me and then haven't been able to yet.
Not for nothing, but sometimes it's my experience. Sometimes if you give like an invite like 2 months out,
Well, technically, it's only a month out, and the
no,
thing.
I'm saying like my record is like if you give an invite 2 months out, it's like that seems to be plenty of time sometimes for them to not be available, as opposed to like maybe like a week before, and sometimes it works out better.
Oh, I have learned with content creators, if you ask them, at least with the ones that I know, if you ask them soon, they will always say no. Because
Looks like a window.
Last year we had Dale Kingsmill, who's an amazing, wonderful YouTuber, and D&D content creator. She's done amazing things. She's friends with Matt Colville. Like, she's significantly bigger in the D&D world than I will ever be. She's also a former Geek and Sundry vlogger. She played with us last year, because Dale and I have known each other for we've known each other, I guess it's been like 6 or 7 years now. But she played in one of my charity games, and yeah, it was super, super fun. But yeah, I have invited Dale to play in so many different things with me, and 9 times out of 10, she's like, I would love to, but I have 7 billion things that I'm doing, because Dale is awesome. And
Also,
does
literally
all
on the other side of the planet.
It's the same thing. Like, for a while, I would invite Kiri to do a bunch of different things, and she was always super busy. And my buddy Gil, I've invited. DK. It has become a running joke that every time I try to do something, I invite DK so that he can reject me, because I'm not allowed to do new things unless DK has rejected me, because he's always busy. So yeah. Anyway, it'll be fun. But other than that, I think we should probably play some D&D. It's not like anything world changing has happened in the game recently.
No, it's not like we've unleashed evil into the world.
We did not.
It's not like we've become the bad guys in this campaign.
I mean, it's you guys were
I missed
halfway
one
there.
session and all hell breaks loose.
You were there for it. You helped hell break loose.
Apparently, all I did was just send a message.
Which made all hell break loose.
Oh,
I mean,
if we had
technically,
left him alone and not
you
woken him
were
up.
there when hell broke loose. You
Yeah.
just missed the one afterwards where you guys were starting to find out the fallout. So yeah, it is time to return to traversing the veil. We're fucked. No, let's try that again.
Take 2.
The end.
The party has succeeded in escaping the Undervale City, where the giant beholder to the dragon, known as Corialstrax, was contained. While they were there, something happened. People from Smegwick's past sabotaged the area the creature was contained in, and then proceeded to pledge loyalty to this creature who claims to be a god. After returning to their ship, they decided to go back to the island, the forward operating base on the island that they had been inhabiting for the past few days. And when they got there, they discovered the destruction this creature had wrought.
Oh, God.
Seeing statues that used to be allies, seeing massive portions of the island simply blinked out of existence. The party proceeded to help evacuate those that they could, even finding an old friend. But now, the final dawn of this island has come. And in a few hours, everything remaining on the island will return to the Vale and oblivion.
A little
So,
closure.
I'm
In my
sorry,
head.
Oblivion?
yeah, every in the Fading Isles, every island that goes beneath the Veil is completely wiped clean. So anything left on the
shit.
island will be.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons why the ruins were such a strange thing. There's never been ruins in the history of the sovereignty. There's never been ruins on a Fading Isle. Something about going beneath the veil causes everything to be wiped out. And they've actually found certain Fading Isles that have gone down and have come back up. And the shape of the island, that's how they're able to tell that it's the same island, is the same. But the surface is completely different mineral deposits. Anything that was left there is completely gone. So.
That
Oh,
raises-
joy.
That
I
raises
was-
some questions.
I was laughing when you mentioned old friend, and I was realized you were talking about Declan. I thought, like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking about Resport? We met the guy once, but these two, like, at least two people who were just fucking gaga for collecting a new NPC.
Oh no.
We need someone to help clean the ship. Come now.
Oh, boy.
He has a name. He has a name.
I
And a
understand.
backstory. He is ours.
Joe just laying down track as a gameplay. God damn it! God damn it! Yes, he has yes, he has a backstory. It's rich and complete with so many facts.
It's a wonderful backstory. It involves. So anyway,
Yeah.
so what happened just before to kind of bring everyone back up to Sis's speed, 'cause it's been a little bit since we played. When you guys got back to the forward operating base, again, there were massive holes in the island itself. There were places that were petrified. There was fires and all these other things. The docks themselves were almost completely destroyed. There was there were makeshift docks that were made up, and the island itself is very rapidly sinking back into the Vale. You guys got all the work that you could get done last night, including getting, if I remember correctly, did you guys just get one of the petrified people
We
unstuck?
got
Yeah,
one. We got one, but we were intending to get more.
Yeah,
But
as far as what you've done right now,
far.
you have
Yeah.
one, and there was a total of 4 there. I believe you guys got the Genasi. Was the one that you guys were able to dig out. So,
Will we have more time?
you guys are able to get some sleep. When you wake up very, very early, you have basically been told there's a grand total. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning right now. And there is a grand total of 6 hours before the island is going to be submerged beneath the veil again.
Oh, jeez.
So, whatever you guys can do in the next 6 hours, technically a little less, is all you're going to be able to do.
I think Smegwick's dedicated. He wants to get those. If there's any hope of getting those people help, because once they're gone, they could be gone permanently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they will be gone permanently.
Well,
Yeah.
gone, like they probably won't. If there ever is a return of this island, he highly doubts they'll be here.
Yeah.
So, as you guys all get up, the first thing that you notice is you wake up to the smell of food, which was not something you were suspecting. As you guys, you also hear a lot of commotion. And as you guys come out of your rooms, you see Thomas basically ordering around people that you don't quite recognize. And they are taking large trays of food out of the ship and seem to be taking their somewhere out.
Out of the ship.
Yes.
To the survivors?
Well, what would you guys like to do? I will actually bring up our... where are you guys? I will bring up our map. So, you're back on the ship.
Okay.
So, this is the ship itself, and the crew quarters tend to be on this level, and then this open area in the middle here is opens up to the cargo deck, and then the kitchen is just off of the cargo deck underneath Crexney's room, effectively. So, you guys, when you come out of your rooms, you basically can kind of look over a balcony, effectively, to see down that people are going, and you can see them kind of using the stairs on the other side. So, with that being said, what would you all like to do?
Go to the. I'm guessing this is all coming out of the galley, or do we see Thomas?
Yeah, you can see him and you can hear him as he's kind of going, all right, you'd go over there and you go over there and right there. Come on now, we've got lots of stuff to do.
Hey Thomas, Keiska fuck.
Sorry, don't understand nonsense.
I'm sorry, let me speak it up. What? The ever-loving fuck.
Well, I saw that there's a lot of work to be done, and I wasn't really doing anything, and it looked like people could use some food, so I made them food.
Hey, he's got a point.
I mean,
He doesn't say. He doesn't yell. Smoke does not yell this, but he goes like, "With all of our supplies."
And surprisingly enough, they provided the food, the little bit we had.
Alright.
Smoke would kind of like,
No biggie.
So, what you all could do is get off your fannies and come down and help us. Because there's lots of stuff to take out, and I'm not having everyone come and eat on the cargo deck.
Alright.
we got. Well, I mean, our intent was to get right to work and help get petrified people.
Fantastic. Do that after breakfast.
Okay.
Hey Thomas, I appreciate the energy. Let me just give you a little heads up. You ain't worked here long enough to have that kind of attitude with us.
Fantastic.
You seem-
After breakfast.
You seem cranky. Do you need a hug, Thomas? Maybe
Oh,
some cuddles and some pats?
Come on, let's do these things.
You have that kind of
It's
attitude,
so
I ain't fucking helping you. Hey, good luck.
It's so cute. He's cranky.
One
do
day,
you need a snacky snack?
I will understand you, and I think on that day, I will fear for my life. Anyway, and he just
Probably a
goes back.
a smart decision.
So, you guys are welcome to help or not.
I am helping.
Okay.
I'm helping as well.
So anyone that chooses to help, you guys do find that on the kind of makeshift docks that they've created, which is kind of more of a flotilla than anything else, they have kind of a central area that they've built out enough that they could make what somewhat passes for a table. It's effectively a lot of planks of wood stacked on like barrels and things like that. But you can see most of the survivors that are not injured have all kind of congregated in this area, and they're all kind of eating the food that seems to not be exclusively provided by Tata Thomas. It seems that Declan's ship, which is still mostly intact, their galley was kind of helping out with it as well. And so yeah, you can see
That's some good teamwork.
normally a meal like this, you know, at the beginning of a day would have some like people chewing the fat and talking and kind of prepping themselves for the day. But one of the strangest things about this meal is there is no sound beyond the sound of like cutlery on wooden plates, and
I would imagine maybe some small talk about what they're going to do.
not even that. Like people aren't really talking; they're just kind of eating, and a few people will kind of look up,
Shocked and scared.
look back at the
Yeah,
island,
they're-
and then go back to
They're
eating.
They are
probably
in that much shock.
yeah, they're shell-shocked.
Well, I mean, their friends are over there petrified, so.
Not
Yeah,
helping.
They
Not
Yeah.
helping.
not help. You are not helping.
So as you guys help eventually Owie, you hear, "Wait, what are you doing? Mistress Owie, there, you shouldn't be here." And he comes over and he tries to take the tray from you and says, "You shouldn't be doing that. You are far too, you are far too important to be dealing with that. Here, you go and find somewhere to sit down and eat something. We have a lot of more work to do today."
Reggie kind of leans over to
Smegwick?
Smedwick going like, is this guy for real now?
Smegwick leans over. He goes to Reggie. Declan, I appreciate how you feel about Owie. We feel the same way. She's helping. Let her help, please.
Yeah. Besides,
And he just kind of looks at you.
She's not too good to help. She's good enough to help.
yeah. Besides, what's left of your arm still needs, probably needs work on.
Well, we'll deal with that as it comes. Come now, everyone needs a good meal in their belly before we get to this work. So everyone, I believe most of the food is out. Go ahead and chow down.
Pancake, bacon, eggs, breakfast taco.
Right.
Reggie, since you weren't here last time, Declan is missing one of his arms.
Oh, jeez.
It done got blasted off.
Yep.
All right, then I'll tell you what now. That arm got the middle of a mouth of a
Yeah,
beholder
well,
right now. I'll tell you what now.
Yeah, them dang old beholder, they go dang
Oh,
old.
dang old Bobby, why don't you come on down there to the sewer here, Bobby? You'll float too, man.
Dag damn it, Bobby.
I spell scrolls and spell scroll components.
Okay, you do that too well.
I really like that. Hankarius Hilius may have to show up in a campaign sometime. So, spell
Peggy is just
scrolls
giving the most
and spell
atrocious-
scroll components.
Peggy Hill is just giving the most atrocious Sylvan lessons.
Um,
Evan, you there?
Give me a
You're
moment.
disconnected. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, I broke you. Okay.
Whoops.
nope, you just turned into a rye for a moment there.
There we go.
Oh god, that officially made my day.
There we go.
Turning into a rye for a moment
Well, no, because
makes my day all the time.
Hey, 2 episodes ago, Smegwick did pocket sand.
pockets.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's right.
Yep.
So, yeah, the rest of the meal kind of goes along in silence, and then Declan kind of gathers together some of the leader types and includes you guys as well. Well, we've gotten most of the food and water, which is good, seeing as it's going to be a rather unpleasant trip back to Voxus Landing.
If anyone can send out message spells there to see if anyone there can tell us if
we
if
have
it's still there.
We've had a few, unfortunately. Surprisingly enough, a lot of our spellcasters were damaged or defeated during the event, let's call it. But we've had a few people trying to send some sort of magical message. Thus far, we really haven't had that much response. We're not sure if they are simply busy or if they are not particularly in a place to respond well. So I guess we will find out when we get to Vox's Landing. But we still would like to get a few things there. There's some of the discoveries did survive, so we'd like to bring those with us if we could.
Okay.
Maybe perhaps get something out of this tragedy. And then, if I remember correctly, you had your heart set on trying to free a few more of our petrified companions. Am I correct?
That's my understanding. I'm sorry, did you say 5 people?
There was a total of 4, and you thus far have gotten 1.
Oh, 1 of 4. Okay.
Yeah, 1 of 4. So there are 3 remaining.
Yeah, I know people are busy. I don't know. We apparently we lost a lot of spellcasters.
Well,
But we got like a lot of people who can do some.
to be perfectly honest, of the 3 ships that we have available, 1 is already filled to the brim. So the plan was we were going to send them on ahead to hopefully get them there slightly before the rest of us, so that Vox's Landing and hopefully the rest of the sovereignty is warned of what may be coming as quickly as possible.
Yes.
So we'll be losing about 1/3 of our hands here in just a few moments. I'm going to speak with their captain in just a minute here. But beyond that, you're welcome to attempt to get as much help as you can. Unfortunately, I think most people here have their own jobs that they've already decided upon, so you may have to convince them that your goals are slightly more important. But yes. Anyway, wonderful
That's
breakfast.
fine. I
You're,
think we can manage.
wonderful.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to help out here. Yeah.
Tell your cook he's a rather mighty fine cook. Did wondrous things with just a little bit of hardtack and whatever else he was able to discover. It's one of the better battlefield meals I've ever had, if I do say so myself. Anyway, much work to be done. I will see you later. And he kind of wanders off to go talk to the other captain.
Hey, incidentally, before we go off, I just recalled because someone was looking at notes.
Mhm.
Reggie, I don't know if you want to send another message. Remember the old, I don't know if he was I don't know if he actually was officially a dockmaster. He was that old dragonborn. His name was
yeah.
his name was Patrick.
Oh God, how long ago was that?
Oh, that was before we left. We actually in game that wasn't that long ago. It was a
Oh.
couple-
Yeah, you guys
couple-
are only here for about
2
a
weeks.
week-ish.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yikes.
So yeah, when you when you count the days of travel, you guys, week and a half, maybe 2 weeks that you've been.
You know, the guy, like, he was like, I got a cousin.
Oh, that's
all
my
right.
brother, Sed.
Oh yeah.
All right, not a problem. I can try to send a message his way. Give me just a moment.
I'm just throwing that out there, saying if that's possible. I mean, we don't know if he survived. I hope he did.
Yeah, I still got spell slots for sending, so I can still definitely do that his way.
We
Oh, we
took
did
a
just do a
lot.
long rest.
We took
Yeah.
a long
Oh, we
rest.
did just do. Oh, thank God.
Yes,
okay.
next day.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't think that was made clear for me. But
Oh, yeah.
not a problem. Okay,
Sorry.
perfect.
Woke up
I
and
am
had
all
breakfast.
good. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna send a message.
I would say something like, "Hey, this is crew that is from the island. Is Vox's Landing still there?" I'd probably,
Okay.
I would
If he
just say-
responds, that means yes. If he doesn't respond, that means no.
and are they taking ships?
And are they?
Because
yeah.
there are ships on the way.
Okay.
We have ships on the way.
I'm gonna cast sending,
Okay.
and the message I'm gonna send is, "Hey, this is crew of
The fish
Flying
sticks.
fish sticks.
The flying
the fish sticks. How is Vox's Landing accepting refugees?" And I'm gonna end it right there.
I'd say ships on the way.
Ships on the way.
Okay. So
Anything else I should say? I still got some words left. I got a max of 25.
I think that's bare bones. Yeah.
Okay, yep, we're good. I said that.
Don't care about your uncle.
But yeah, that's all I say.
So you send off the message, and the spell doesn't connect.
Reggie just kind of gets the sense of that, and then he's like, you guys slowly kind of turns to look at everyone.
What?
Uh,
Oh, fuck.
Oh no.
It didn't go anywhere.
Well, we'll go to point A and then figure point B. Now, let's not tell him. Maybe we'll tell Declan. But we just
Yeah,
say
well-
that's just worst case scenario. We don't want to cause.
Look,
Well,
if we're
if
gonna
he
tell
didn't survive,
Declan,
is
let's
there
bring him
someone-
into a secluded area first, away from everyone else.
Well, is there someone else there that we can contact in case, it's not just because he didn't die?
Oh. There was the other guy. Crexy chatted with. The guy with the mechanical dog.
workshop.
Yeah, with the dog guy.
All right, I can send another sending.
Do you have a name?
I'm going through my mind pals. Just a second.
I'm going through my mind. It's organized
We just
very much
see
like
we just see Smegwick
notes.
sitting on a bench, eyes closed, and he's just doing.
Well, Bartholomew.
That's
Oh.
right, Bartholomew.
Sebastian was a mechanical dog.
Sebastian is the dog. Bartholomew was the owner. Okay.
He was helping Crexney outfit the ship.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah,
Sebastian was his friend.
I cast sending again, and I basically just copy paste the exact
Yep.
same message going his way.
He'll remember Crexney because of because of Ogun. They were sharing
Spell
a lot of
doesn't
stories.
connect.
Crexney says hi.
I'm gonna add a couple words to this message at the end that says "Friends of Crexney."
Yeah, that's better.
But other than that, the entire message is literally identical to the first one.
Spell doesn't connect.
Oh no.
Fuck!
Strike two.
I mean, that's it. That's really.
Yeah. Let's try to rescue any petrified people that we can and get out of here.
Okay. At this
What is
point,
going
about
on?
30 minutes have passed since you guys woke up, so there's about 5.5 hours left.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. Thomas actually has the best rapport with these people he's been feeding. So, like, I'm just gonna go over to him. Like, hey, Thomas, real quick. You've had the best luck with dealing with large groups. You've fed their bellies. Just simply put the inclination. We're doing our best to try and evac the last 3 petrified people before we get out of here. Anyone who feels up to helping, help it be appreciated. Just
All
leave it
right.
there.
I'll see what I can do. Here's a question for you. We're not really set up to transport the like 30 or so people it seems that we're going to be transporting. Do you guys have any preference as to where I shove these people while they're going to be on our ship? I mean, we
Not
can leave
our
them all
rooms.
in. We
Not
leave
our
them all on the
rooms.
cargo deck, but I think
No, not the
Reggie-
cargo deck. Not the cargo deck.
They have to go to the cargo deck. There's no other friggin' rooms. There's
Okay,
so
but
many
they-
people.
Okay, fine,
Round-
but they have to stay out of my corner.
Round your shit up, and we'll share a room with someone, with one of us. We
I'll
clear-
take the crow's nest. I'll take the crow's nest.
Fine. Everyone else, lock rooms. Gonna understand. Do your best. Watch your valuables. Whatever you got.
Aye.
Those rooms closed. Thomas, those rooms are off limits. Especially corrected. We don't need anyone blowing the ship up with God knows what she's got in there now.
You're just not a very trusting person, are you? And he goes, I'm going to go.
How did you get on the ship again?
I'm going to go just. I'm going to talk to people, see if they want to go dig statues out of the ground. That sounds like a good idea for me.
Arise gonna ruffle his hair.
Again, you worry me so much. And he wanders off.
My thoughts
good boy.
exactly.
So, and you hear a voice from behind you. So, I heard you might be needing some help getting people out of the ground.
Presuming this is Reese.
Yes.
And sorry, and I have to ask, this is going to be out of question. Did our Cajun cook, did he not make it?
You guys haven't seen him.
Chef Cracker? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever got a name off that.
Put that on a Gregor. You guys haven't seen him, but you haven't actually asked for any death tolls or anything like that. So it could be that he's gone. It could be that by the time you guys got there, they had already been spending like a day cleaning up. So it's just as possible that he was one of the people that was more injured.
At this point, Smegwig's afraid to fucking ask.
Okay.
This goddamn, we are not batting 1,000 when it comes to these, the people we know.
Yes, sir.
Julie, how do you keep your players from adopting all the NPCs? Well, if you just kill them off.
Use the actual correct term of decimate and take away 10%.
So yeah, Reese comes up. He's like, so, I was told there would be, you'll be wanting to get people dug out of the ground.
As best we can, yeah. Basically, they're pretty much statues fused to the ground. We've separated one that took a while, but now that we know what we're doing, hopefully we can get the other 4 out. This is going to be, we're going to have to do best work, and I really don't want to have to do a drastic decision.
And that now you have big strong boy.
Well, I'd be more than willing to help. Seems that these people could use some help. It's, I myself have never been petrified before, but I've heard it's a rather unpleasant experience. I'd never want it to be my last.
Yeah.
So, point the way.
Okay, hopefully these people see us doing this. Maybe that'll lead us to other people giving more help to this as well. All right.
Which way is the nearest one?
They're actually all like right next to each other.
Yeah, they were kind of
Oh.
grouped.
Yeah. And so you see him kind of wander over, and it takes you guys about maybe 5-ish minutes to get over to where they are. And he kind of just looks at them, and he looks at you, and kind of wanders around a little bit. Oh yeah. Aye, that looks bad there.
This is kind of like the work we did previously. He'll point to the vacant spot where we kind of like just basically
And he just comes over. He's like,
taking care not to break people as we get them
Okay.
out.
I'll have it done in a jiffy. and you watch him just wander back off to the ship. And a few minutes pass, and you see him come out with a pick. Figure it's easier if we just cut all the ground up around them, as opposed to trying to get
Yeah.
anything specific. If we've got to eventually kind of carve them out, we can do that at sea. Especially since I don't think anyone here actually has a way to depetrify someone.
Unfortunately not.
I don't think we have the no. Smegwick, no, he's like, we don't have the spell or the material components for that.
Okay. Well, you see him just kind of lift it back, and he goes boom, and you watch it. You guys hear this, and he looks, and his pick is broken. Ooh.
Yeah, the ground was a lot harder to work. It's actually, because he knows the ground is stone too.
Interesting.
That's kind of one of the reasons why it made such a hard problem for us.
I've used this pick to go with stone before. This is pretty heavy duty stuff. You see him just kind of drop the pick, and he wanders back down the ramp to go back into the back into the ship. And he's there for a little while. While that's going on, what do you guys want to do?
Smegwick will use prestidigitation because you can use both clean and soil, so he'll actually just make a line of like the intended lines to where to cut out to like prep.
Ah!
Start that
He's
first.
putting chalk lines down, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I mean, if it works, it works.
All right.
Much purpose
So
to
that
camp
takes less. That takes less than a minute. The rest of you guys, do you have any plans on how you want to try and deal with this?
Before helping out with this, Reggie is going to take the time to clean out his entire spot in the cargo hold and move up everything up to the crow's nest.
Okay. That in and of itself, that'll probably take you about 20 or 30 minutes with everybody going on right there.
All right.
While that's going on, Aoi, Arai, and
Oh,
No owie.
never
I saw
mind.
Her screen just froze up. I think she probably.
Probably
Yep.
just bad internet connection.
Yeah.
Well, your fireball is now the DM. So,
I have the wrong names for people, but
that's all right. It's close
you're
enough.
Arai, you're not Aoi. Smegwick, you're just always in the right spot, apparently. Not
He's always the
quite-
first one on.
There's Reggie.
No, actually, it's usually
yeah, actually,
usually
it's Katie.
You're
All
the
right.
second one on.
So, you guys, what do the rest of you guys want to do? Smegwick and Arai, do you guys have any specific plans that you wanted to try?
between that, make sure you see if there's anyone that's has some sturdy enough tools for Arai to use, because I think we're pretty much gonna be relying on your strength to chip as well. We're definitely gonna need to worry about precision work. Problem is this stuff is just so damn hard. If I get really desperate, I will contribute with coordination, and I'll burn some uses and transmute a flaming sphere into an acid sphere.
Is it hard or is it really heavy as well?
What it seems to be is just extremely dense.
Yeah.
Because of that, it is relatively heavy. Like, I think you helped Krexney last time actually get the statue to onto the ship, because it is it weighs probably 2 to 3 times what you think it should weigh for a statue that size. So it's just this incredibly dense stone.
Okay.
Yeah, because depending on the size, depending on the weight, I can help with the disc transport. That can handle up to 500 pounds, depending on the size of the person that got petrified.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how far? So since you had gotten a person out already, how far down did this petrification go into the soil?
It
Was
went
it just
deeper than they
surface?
dug.
Okay, so you had to break it off beneath them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It.
Yeah, and they because again time was a factor. I think they only went maybe a foot down, like barely, because going too much deeper than that was just not worth it. So
Okay.
I think we full on. I'm hoping Katie will return, but I think we. Okay, I see her back on 1. Okay. Probably had a reboot.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. So if I get really desperate, I may have to resort to that if I think that'll help.
So it sort of sounds like what we need to do is we need to dig a hole, or we need to dig around everyone so that we have a base that we can then just cut through the base. Correct?
Yeah. Basically, we're gonna turn like out of character. We're basically gonna turn them into giant miniatures.
Right.
Where they're on the bases.
Right. Yep. Because I think Roy has a shovel.
I'm hoping, even though I know she's not,
It's not.
she's AFK. I don't know if Rexy can at least assist.
yes, Crixney is helping. She's
Yeah.
just very quiet about it.
Yes.
So can Ogon assist in digging?
I am
basically
so sorry, you guys.
It
And I
happens.
suddenly decided to cut out for
You
no
got,
reason.
you got no reason to apologize.
You're
No
back in
worries.
no time. That's right.
It is the nature of the internets.
Yay. Don't we all know it?
All right. So, as you guys are kind of discussing what it is that you want to do, you suddenly see Reese coming back out, and he has something attached to his arms that you can't really tell what it is. And as he comes out, you see him kind of go into a low stance, and you watch as his body kind of glows for a brief second, and then he springs forward and just plunges his fist into the ground, and you can see he has kind of like a pile driver style thing on his arm that just plunges into the ground, and he pulls it out. Yeah, I think that might be useful. What do you
What
all
is
think?
that? Can I try it?
Oh, this? See, when I was younger, I used to get picked on a lot, and so I learned how to fight, and then I got into this fight with this guy that I was punching him. Well, it wasn't really a guy, it was actually a big giant stone thing. Had a big old axe, it was trying to chop me in half, and I just couldn't punch it, and so I picked up just this spike I found, and I tied it to my wrist, and I punched with it, and they worked so well that on Roxas Landing there's this crazy man there, builds all sorts of things. I had him design me this little thing. It's
Bartholomew?
kind of cool. Aye, that's his name. He's a very nice person. But he
Yeah,
made
he's
this for
great.
me. Don't you think it's nice?
It is. Can I try it?
Well, I mean,
You're gonna have tools. He's
I'll
gonna help
give it
too.
back. I just want to see it. It's really cool.
Focus.
maybe
People
after,
petrified. Island sinking.
Okay. Can
Maybe
I try it
afterward.
later?
maybe after we're done with this, I wanna try and. It takes a lot of effort to be able.
We
to
have
do
got to
that.
find either an
I've
artificer who
got-
knows alchemy or a cleric with medicinal herbs to help you.
All right, so I'm gonna go
I
back
didn't think
to.
you could use this for both. Probably not what you were intending.
I'm gonna go back to punching things to make them work a little better.
Yeah, so I helped prep here, and I got the lines there. I think that should be good for the bases for H1 carving out. Coordinate
Try
with
to find
everyone
the
else.
spike and tie it to his arm.
You have a. You have your. Did you say you put your pike?
No, a spike.
Oh, so
So-
say
oh, he
you have
probably
a
would
pike.
do it with the javelin.
Yeah,
He
you
does
could.
have a pike.
You jump really
You could
high
just-
before you can bring
you
your
could
arm
just
down
tie
with
it
the
onto
javelin.
your arm.
Or your bike, just like jump
Arai
really high
suddenly
first.
just starts going around. Does anyone have
I
any
mean-
zip ties?
That is how I ended up going on my last adventures, jumping out of the sky with the pike.
Ugh.
So that was fun.
So,
Funkiest looking cestus I've ever seen.
as he's kind of discussing with you, Sister Smegwick, as far as where, 'cause he goes, I can only do that probably about 3 more times before I have to take a little bit of a rest. It takes a lot out of me.
And then I can try.
It's a highly. You understand he's utilizing an ability he has, and that is a tool that helps him.
Oh. What's your ability?
I punch.
Can I do it?
things.
Right
Very
now, it's
good.
putting up with you.
Sorry.
Oh, wait. Is he punching the ground to get loose?
What he has is he has this kind of like pile driver that's attached to his arm. And so what he just did, 'cause I don't think you were here when he did it, is he came up and he kind of got into a fighting stance, glowed, and then jumped up and just slammed his fist into the ground. And as he did, this metal spike that's on a contraption on his arm just thrust itself into the ground about 2 feet down. So it went, and then he just pulled it back out.
I would presume maybe between him, the correct name, we probably like coordinate. Like, okay, this if he has 3 more times he can do that too.
Yes. He said he can do it 3 more times before he needs to take. He has to
Figure-
rest for a little bit.
We coordinate, like the spot here, and here to like help and.
Okay. So he kind of, after discussing it with you, Smegwick, a little bit, he goes, okay. And he goes back, you see him go, boom. Hi.
Would
Go ahead.
I be able to use bolstering magic on him?
If you want to, what does oh, it wouldn't, because this isn't this isn't magic.
Okay.
He is a monk. So he is keying. He is technically
yeah.
he's
So
a
I'll-
kensei.
Hmm.
A monk janitor.
He is a monk janitor.
Uh,
is
You
Yeah,
guys are gonna steal a
considerably
random
smarter than-
NPC.
Then what are your
I'm
original
gonna give you
was?
guys a monk.
And apparently, like, legally distinct from Stick.
Most definitely legally distinct from Steve. And yeah, he's I think that's the right one. Is Way the Kensei, is that a monk?
There is a Kensei monk.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I couldn't remember if they had, because I thought they also made a fighter subclass that did it too, because Kenseis used to be fighters and now they're monks.
Yeah, did a long time ago.
So anyway, yeah, he's able to do that 2 more times, and then he runs out of key points. So, unfortunately, your ability doesn't restore key points.
Is it possible if one were to, like, use Ultra Self to, empower their, natural weapons to, do the same thing on a smaller scale?
It's theoretically possible, but because this is so dense, using natural weapons will be painful. Let's put it that way. Possible, absolutely, but it will be unpleasant for you.
So we dig on the natural ground around it.
Well, the problem is it's such a large area that was hit by this that you guys would be digging, 20 feet away to be able to get to a spot that's not petrified. So that's why you guys have been just digging right around it to just get as close as you can. So
You know what? I have the spell slots. I'll give it a shot.
okay.
I'm gonna use Ultra Self.
Okay.
And
Go ahead and just make me let's call it 4 attack rolls with disadvantage.
Okay. Let's see what's my
So while
17.
17, okay. While Aui's doing that, Arai or Reggie, do you guys have plans as far as what you want to do to help?
I want to figure out some way to help with my strength, but I don't have any tools that could really let me help break through anything.
All right. Well,
Besides-
you can go the route that Aoi is doing and just try to kind of pulverize the rock. You could, because you technically have a magic. You have a magic weapon, which are effectively immune to damage from non-magical things. So,
Okay.
I don't know if you would want to use your pike for
Jumping!
that. Because again, some people you don't use your weapons as tools. Like that's a thing that a lot of people believe in. So maybe Arai doesn't use it that way. Or
I've got plenty of tools. God.
okay.
Okay.
Or punching.
11.
Okay.
Alright.
So 2 more.
10.
Okay. 1 more.
Natural 1.
Okay. So, you guys watch as Aoi, because these are your transformation. How do you visualize? Like, what do you see yourself like making? Like mantis claws, or like getting big like gorilla fists and punching? Like, what do you see yourself doing?
I look at the weapon that he used to punch it to the ground. Was it like a Wolverine claw?
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So 2 of her scales just elongated into some sharp claws.
You guys hear the familiar sound of snicked.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys will watch as Aoi, you watch as her arms start to kind of grow a little bit of fur, and you watch as claws just start to form out of the scales that are normally there, and 2 of them become very large, and then you watch her just start going to town in between the kind of holes that Reese has already made. And she's making some decent leeway. She's able to kind of clear out enough of the ground between 2 of the points that you think it's deep enough that it doesn't need to be dug there anymore. However, as you do your last one, you suddenly hear this ching, and you watch as one of your spikes kind of breaks off. Unfortunately, you do take 3 points of bludgeoning damage from
That's
just
fine.
repeatedly banging your bones effectively into this thing. So for one of the first one of these statues that you guys are trying to dig out, a quarter of the statue is now dug out. Arai, you were in the middle of saying something. What was it that you wanted to try?
I have no idea.
Cool. We'll come back to you then.
Thanks.
Reggie, Smegwick, do you guys have any ideas? Otherwise, you guys can just go to town with... there are picks and shovels and other stuff like that. You guys have already seen that if you're not careful with them, they will break. Which is basically what happened with Reese, is he just went and really, really hard, just broke it real quick. But if you guys just want to go, because that's what Crexty effectively did yesterday, was just using kind of mundane tools and working very slowly and carefully to not damage them.
Well, I'm hoping Crexy can help with the tool side.
Yeah.
If I can help at all, I can help. I figured my best shot is I'll use as many times as I can, since using uh, uh, flaming sphere transmuted into whatever we feel will work best. Either acid, I feel maybe acid, or maybe thunder to carve out. I'm feeling acid might be the best way to go
Ooh,
for
that's
carving.
interesting. Um,
Being careful not to harm the statue because there actually is there's a fixed radius. So
yeah. I will say with how close these people are, because flaming sphere is a large sphere. It wouldn't quite be precise enough, even as acid, to be able to
5 foot diameter.
Okay. So still, it's
Yeah.
5 foot.
Just FYI.
It's
Yep.
a pretty big thing. So I'd say probably you wouldn't be able to use that to do fine cutting like what you're trying to do here. You would end up hurting someone with it.
Okay. I don't
Good-
maybe help
fantastic idea.
Like
It's
going
just
on the
roll
like
back.
going on the outside.
Yeah, if you want to
Um,
try and go on the
yeah.
that makes sense.
Oh,
Sure.
definitely not trying to like carve in between people, obviously.
So yeah, why don't you roll me 4 spell attack rolls, and the one choice you're going to have is both acid and thunder damage will do something. They will just do different things.
I'm worrying about shattering.
Okay.
So I would probably go. My inclination is to go with acid.
You can definitely do that. So go ahead and, like I said, give me 4 spell attack rolls. While he's doing that, Reggie and Arai, do you guys have anything, or do you just want to go with just mundane tools? Mundane tools
Yeah,
will just be athletics checks.
Yeah, Reggie is just gonna do mundane stuff in town to help out.
Okay.
Yeah, probably just use the tools that are available.
Okay, so
Likes his
give me
Yes.
go ahead and give me 4 athletics checks then.
Okay.
Okay, first one is
Nat 20.
15.
Okay.
Show off.
Okay, first one is 15.
Okay.
Next one is 6.
Okay.
Next one is 12.
Okay.
Next one is 23.
Okay. All right. So, Reggie, as you are going through this, and I'll get the rest of your rolls in a second here. All right. Reggie, as you're kind of going through this, this is probably the most miserable you have been in decades. It is extremely hard work in general, digging and stuff like that, and this is incredibly dense rock. And also, every time you make a mistake, there's a chance that you're going to break your tool, which just adds even more time and pain to all of this. So, over the next hour, you are able to get another kind of quarter of this person gone through or dug up, but you go through 3 pickaxes in order to get that done. Arai, on the other hand,
Pickaxes versus lives.
yeah. Arai, we've got 1 nat 20. What about the rest of your rolls?
20, 23, and 16.
20, 23, and 16. So nat 20.
Nat 20, and then with modifiers on the other rolls. So
Okay.
it would have been 28, 20, 23, and 16.
Cool. So, as you're watching kind of Reggie struggle with this, just because of your own experience in fighting style, you decide to forego the pickaxes and actually kind of wield a shovel as a modified spear. You start going in, and your first shovel breaks instantly because while you are very aware of your own strength, you weren't quite aware of how that strength would affect the shovel. And so after breaking that first shovel, or the shovel literally just kind of bent completely up in this weird kind of awkward angle that when you tried to rebend it, it was so misshapen it was no longer going to be useful. So
You
and
go
get
too hard into the ice cream and you bend the spoon.
Yeah. And so you get another shovel, and through a lot of trial and error and everything, you were actually able to get the, over the next hour, you were able to get the other 2 kind of quarters of this person that had dug out. And now you guys, with Smegwick, what were your attack rolls?
In order, it was a dirty 20, 18, 23, and 13.
Cool. And so, with a combination of help from Smegwick and kind of using his acid to kind of weaken it, and chopping through with Arai's shovel spear, you are able to lop off the bottom of this, and you are able to get one of the people out. So at this point, you had 5.5 hours when you started. You are now down to 4.5 hours and have 2 statues remaining.
Okay, all right. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Just for FYI, what would that have taken out of me? 2 spells? 3, 4?
How long does it last? It's 10 minutes?
Or
1 minute?
I believe it's 1 minute. I will check.
Let's call it 2, because you would have kind of softened it up, and then you probably would have used Acid Sphere at the very end to get the final cut.
And if it matters at all, another bonus from using acid because of my draconic type, I also get a bonus +5 of acid damage on that, if that matters at all.
In this particular instance, it doesn't, but...
Okay.
Okay, then I am going to use bolstering magic on Smegwick because I know I can.
Okay, cool. So,
So I was just going to go over and like pat you on the back. Good job.
How long ago did I use Alter Self and started going at it? So
an hour has passed.
okay, then Alter Self is out.
Yep. So...
I rolled a con save anyway to maintain concentration. I got 25.
Okay. So, you guys see Reese kind of stands up, goes, feel a little bit better now. Think I'm going to go and try it again. And he kind of converses with Smegwick again, and then...
I think coordinating. Yeah, you get to the spots where I can.
And he goes and he creates another kind of 4 post holes that you guys can dig between. So if you guys want to just kind of continue with the plan you already have, I'll just have you guys re-roll the same things. If you want to kind of modify your plans, you can do that as well.
Can we create rivets and have the acid go through the rivets?
Here's a fantastic question. I'm not sure I understand what you mean by creating rivets. Like...
Or divots. You mean divots?
Yes.
Divots. Okay. Oh,
Sorry.
so effectively, like, just kind of carving a little track and then just pouring acid in it.
Right.
Theodore, yes, you
Wow,
can.
that's
While that will be physically easier for you, the acid is a relatively slow moving through. Like, thus far, you guys have used the acid to weaken it to make it easier for you. If you leave it to just the acid,
would my acid be better to be used first? That way, it'll make it their job easier with the tools.
sure, if you want to.
So I think that's what she was going for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we can go that route. What I will do then, instead of having Smegwick roll any thing, everyone will just get advantage on their jitter checks, which means, Owie, for you, you'll be doing flat rolls.
Okay.
And I'll mark those off 2 more times.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll spend another spell slot since he's gonna help.
Okay, cool.
Another 4 rolls.
Yep, another 4 rolls for anyone that wants to continue doing that.
This time, if it matters at all, I'm gonna do these 2 spells at a 3rd level.
Okay.
I did the previous 2 ones at 2nd level. I'll do these 2 at its 3rd level.
Yeah, for the most part, it's not the amount of damage. It's just how quickly. So casting them at higher levels isn't going to make anything go any quicker. It's just a speed thing.
Yeah, it's also spell slots, so.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine too.
And on the off chance it does matter.
So 12 on the first roll.
Okay.
That's much better. 21.
Okay.
Transmutation.
The rest of you all can roll as well. And I'll just get your rolls in a second here.
Ooh, that's nice. 22.
Okay.
And that's cocked. 8.
So, again, Aoi starts kind of going at it. You find that the stone is a little bit softer after having Smegwick kind of soften it for you. So it doesn't quite hurt anywhere near as much as it did before, but it is still a very long and arduous process. You are able to get through a quarter and a half of another quarter. So basically 3/8 of it. You're able to dig out on your own. Reggie, let's go with yours.
All right. One more time for me. What am I rolling again? Just to make sure.
Athletics checks with advantage.
Athletics checks with advantage. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
Arai, have you already made your rolls?
I have.
Fantastic. We'll go with Arai then.
Great to have.
Then go ahead and make your rolls, Reggie's, and then I'll just deal with Arai's first. She can,
Already did with advantage. I got a 22.
Nice.
You need 4 of them.
4 of them.
So
All with
again,
advantage.
I'm going to deal with Arai. Hold on to your 4 rolls, and I'll come back to you. So Arai, what do you got for me?
I got 27, 24, 28, and 15. No, and 27. Sorry, that was this turn.
So
I did get a nat 20 again.
Not 20.
Nice.
So you fail.
Yes.
You rolled too high. So you are just kind of going to town. And now that you've kind of gotten a feel for it, and you also have the acid to make it a little bit easier for you, you are just feeling really good at this. And not only are you able to get the half that you did before, you're also able to get the other eighth that Aoi wasn't able to do. And so between you and Aoi, you guys have kind of gotten this second person out completely.
It's just Sylvester Stallone from Ants.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is a great upper body workout.
Yeah, I think he's really good, guys. Adrian! Sorry.
Completely forgot about that movie.
Oh god.
It is, if it wasn't for the fact that A Bug's Life is brilliant, Ants would have done a hell of a lot better.
Uh-huh.
Because it's a delightful movie.
probably.
It's not A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life is unbelievably amazing.
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
Look at me! I am a beautiful butterfly! Or my personal favorite, you fired, you fired, you fired, you fired! Oh, stop it. You fired! By the way, if I remember correctly, the voice actor that did that, the language that they spoke was made up by the voice actor.
I remember reading the little instruction booklet for the PS1 game of A Bug's Life. It was mainly gibberish with a little bit of Hungarian thrown in there.
Anyway, so Reggie, what did you get for your 4 rolls?
My four rolls were with advantage 22, 23, 21, and 15.
Okay, so, as Arai and Aoi are able to effectively just get this other one out on its own, you go to the final person and just basically start making the groove that Smegwick is going to use, and actually start kind of effectively pre-drilling the holes that Reese is about to start doing. It takes you guys, again, another hour roughly to get the third, or the second today, third overall person out and back to the thing. And by the time you guys all come back after taking the 2 statues down, you guys can see that Reggie is effectively done with his kind of pre-digging of this. And Reese has had enough time to get a short rest in and goes, ooh, you know, we're not doing half bad at this.
We have 1 more to go. We still got. Oh God, we really. That's getting uncomfortable. I don't like seeing this much fail. Okay.
Yeah. At this point, you guys are already starting to see bits of the veil is starting to kind of flow around. Like there's this tiny bit of kind of ground fog in some of the lower areas, and again, one part of the encampment had been disintegrated clear through to the veil. So that particular area, you guys can see the veil's kind of just like bubbling out of it.
Oh God.
So Reese kind of looks over and goes, "Ooh, I bet we don't want to be playing with that too much, do we?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, better get to work then." Boom! And he goes and he does it again.
Okay.
So the rest of you, if you want to basically just continue with what we've been doing, then again, 4 rolls, athletics for Reggie and Arai with advantage, flat rolls for
Everyone.
Does my thing
Aoi.
not help them? Does my thing not also give Aoi advantage as well?
It does, but Aoi has disadvantage, so they cancel out.
Oh, okay.
Aoi has disadvantage because she's literally digging with her hands. They're
Okay.
souped up, transformed hands, but it's still hands. So
Yeah.
that's where the disadvantage came from before. The thing that's nice for Aoi is she's not taking any damage from this now that you're helping out, and she's not rolling with disadvantage. So
Okay. 17.
okay,
By the way, I'm doing my best to do I'm doing I'm doing sloppy configuration work between switching back and forth between Warlock and Sorcerer and
Yeah.
Sorcery conversion.
Second roll is 15.
okay.
16.
Yep. One more.
21.
Okay. So your final one, you're working really, really hard. You're only able to get through a single quarter of it, but you get the work done, and you can feel like your arms are spaghetti at this point. You are so exhausted. Your core muscles are just strained beyond all belief. Your lower back is sore from you being hunched over this entire time, punching the ground, but you've gotten your portion to the done. Arai, what you got for me?
26, 27, 23, and 10. I rolled a 2 twice in a row.
You realize their numbers under 20, right?
Yes, I got 2. Twice.
So, you kind of carve out, and you're able to get a 2 quarters of it done without too much difficulty. Finally, Reggie, what you got for me?
I got a 22, a 14, a 10, and then ending it at 23.
Okay. So, with this last part, you're able to kind of keep
Finish strong.
digging and keep digging, and you finally get to the last point. And as you kind of dig down, you guys hear this chunk as the stone itself kind of breaks off just from the impact. And then you suddenly start seeing veil seeping out of
fuck.
Let's hurry.
The hole that you guys made really, really rapidly.
Yeah, Reggie just like drops his tool for a moment, and you hear for a brief instant the gurliest shriek coming out of him. He's like, and he just kind of jumps away.
Okay. So as you guys look around, you see that the island itself, the sinking has accelerated.
Oh God.
And you guys are watching it go down quicker and quicker and quicker. You see Declan come over to like, okay, I believe it's time for us to all get out of here. Howie, company, let's get going. Do you are you finished with your stonework?
Yes.
Good. I would, and he kind of looks. He's like, I would help, but I believe I'd be more.
God.
Would I have had any
I'm
time
not
as this
hungry.
was happening to have cast a floating disc?
Sure.
Because
Because your work is technically done at the beginning, so.
okay,
Yeah.
so then I
If
would
you've
have.
got
I
the- if you
definitely
got
would
the
have
spell
prepped that.
slips. If you
It
got
can
the
handle
spell
500 pounds.
Yeah. Unfortunately for you think it's going to be you think it's going to be real close to 500 pounds. You're not 100% certain because you don't have a scale.
Well, we'll know when we put it on there if it's more than
As
500.
you put it on, you watch as the disc just goes lower and lower and lower, and you kind of lay down on the ground a little bit, and you can see maybe half an inch of clearance.
It's
So
not
it is
usually how
floating.
works, but okay.
This is how I am deciding that it works.
Fine.
There is a visual representation of how close this is. So you
Alright.
watch,
Apparently floating disc has shocks now. Okay, fine.
Or I could carry one?
the other two are already on. You guys only have one.
Yeah, we
on.
already. That was
Yeah.
part of the work.
Okay. Alright.
So, working together with the floating disc and kind of having to like lift it every so often to get over the ground as it gets a little bit different. You guys are able to get back on the ship, and right as you get back on the ship, you watch as the last of the island sinks beneath the veil. And
I'm
suddenly,
hoping I'm hoping there's other people who are fine with like on the ship and they've all made it back too. And
yeah, you
all
guys
that.
were effectively the last people. Declan had actually gone around and kind of collected everyone.
Oh, great. Yeah, no one else fucking helped us either. That's awesome. Like he's staying overhead of the ship. Fuck.
Not good, not good, not good, not good, not good.
As you guys are all sitting on the ship, you suddenly feel the ship lurch and start tilting as where the ship or where the island just sunk into the veil, there is now kind of a void that, in the same way that dropping something very, very large into water will kind of suck things in, you guys start feeling the ship start drifting into this void where the island you used to be. What would y'all like to do?
Reggie, Reggie, wheel.
Okay. And you're like, come on.
Okay. Why don't
Reggie,
you make me?
turn the wheel, Reggie.
Why don't you make me a spell attack roll?
Oh God.
Is there any way I can assist him, or is this pure him?
This is effectively his piloting skills.
Okay.
So unless you have something like guidance, there's not really going to be a whole lot you can do to make piloting easier for him.
How about just cheerleaders that provide emotional assistance?
He feels much more confident.
Good.
And I mean, charisma is his spellcasting ability, I believe, right?
There's.
Yeah, because you're a bard, right, Reggie?
Bard Rogue, yeah.
He is a
Bard rogue. More into bard than rogue.
So yeah, so it's charisma based. So yeah, maybe him feeling more confident will be nice. But anyway, what do you got for your spell attack roll? Just roll a d20, add your charisma and proficiency bonus.
Okay, so
Yeah, but your spell actually should tell you too. Spell page.
Or if you have a single cantrip that requires an attack roll, just make that. But it's just roll a d20, add charisma and proficiency.
okay, that honestly is going to be easier for me.
Then do it.
Okay, crap. Okay, here we go. D20, roll. Boom. Okay, so 12 plus proficiency is 4, so that's 16. Plus spell attack, you said?
No,
charisma.
plus charisma.
Oh, plus charisma. Plus 4, so that is
20.
20.
Thank
Dirty
you.
20.
So, you
My brain is not working at full capacity still.
understand. So, you get behind the wheel, and as soon as you place your hands on the wheel, you feel the kind of currents of the veil. You feel the currents of the veil, and you instantly feel like your stomach drop because the veil is dipping and falling because there's a huge void that it's trying to fulfill. And so you instantly start cranking the wheel as hard as you can to try and get everything back on. You instantly kind of call out for the sails to be unfurled.
You got it.
And the rest of the crew starts going and pulling billy clubs out and things like that. The sails come down, and you guys feel this huge lurch as the sails pick up the wind, and you guys are propelled forward. The ship itself keeps tilting further and further as this kind of whirlpool has formed to fill in the veil. And you guys are kind of starting to watch as the ship gets further and further on its side.
No.
and suddenly you guys are at a 90-degree angle to what you are used to, kind of hanging on to various parts of this ship, and suddenly you crest over the rise of it. You feel weightless for a second, and you slam into the veil as you continue going fully up right. And
Reggie's hands are just fused to the helm right now. He is gripping it so tightly.
Our ship shouldn't do that often.
Like, I'm not guy. It's okay, Red.
Alright, she's gonna pat him like super solidly on the shoulder.
You guys can see
You can
on
let
the.
go.
You guys can see.
I can't.
Presentation flops wet.
So, you guys can see on the horizon a large galleon that you guys recognize as Declan's ship coming towards you. And as they kind of get up alongside you, you see Declan. Are you all right? Seems that you cut it a bit close there.
You can say that.
We're 4 for 4.
Fantastic. If anyone could have done it, I knew it would have to be you. Congratulations to your pilot. That was impressive skill.
Thanks. Thanks.
Well, I do believe at full sail, I believe I would be a bit faster than you. Would you prefer me to stay with you or go on ahead and warn them of your arrival?
Well, there might be some issues with our arrival destination.
Do tell.
Maybe we should tell him private. Hey, you got any whisper message type, Reggie?
Perhaps, and he kind of sees what you guys are. Perhaps it would be best if we all met in your captain's quarters.
Deal.
Wonderful.
Got it.
Number one, and he kind of turns to a gnome that's just sitting there. Yes, sir. I will be departing from the ship. Keep her together until I return. Of course, sir. And
So I would imagine we can still go along the way, just like they're just keeping pace with.
yeah, that's effectively what he's asking is, do you
Okay.
want him to keep pace or do you want him to go ahead?
While we talk about this, sure.
Because it's not uncommon at all for ships to kind of
Yeah.
join together and all different speed ships all travel together. It's what naval training is for. So he kind of just jumped, because this ship is taller than yours. He just kind of jumps down onto your ship and he gets a permission to come aboard.
Well, granted.
You're good.
Permission granted.
All right then. And he kind of wanders over to the captain's cabin, which no one has really inhabited since.
We've kept it clean. We have not been wanting a repeat of
So he
mushrooms.
comes in and he closes the door. So you said there was something I should know.
Kind of like checking outside to make sure no one's watching around. Like, yeah, it's fucked. Possibly. We've sent 2 messages out to 2 people that we do know that we're at Box's Landing. We got no responses.
No, it's worse than
No connection.
it's worse than we didn't get any responses. The messages never made it.
Well,
There was nothing on the other. There was nothing on the other side.
Well, I guess I could inform you of this as well.
Oh, there's more.
We sent a message off to the ship that had gone ahead. It ran into similar issues
Uh-oh.
that you have been running into. So I was just informed right before coming onto your ship. So I believe in this particular instance, strength in numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
I would highly recommend you have quite a few people that are not familiar with your ship, and you are not familiar with them. I would highly recommend finding out which ones of them can carry a weapon and find a way to get them one. I will be doing the same on my ship.
Because we're outfitted with an armory?
Well, you should have some of the supplies we took. There might be some weapons on there. If you need more, I can see what we were able to salvage on my ship.
Well, considering what may have happened, at best, those things will probably be security blankets. So
Well-
anything helps.
Yep.
And perhaps you have some more offensive spellcasters or something. Or perhaps you have some divine spellcasters on your ship. They might be able to strengthen your defenses. I know Crexney here, who's for some odd reason much quieter than I remember her being normally. But I believe she's rather gifted with coming up with rather ingenious mechanical solutions to things. Perhaps there are more people like that on your ship.
Oh
Just
boy.
do what you can to prepare for the worst, because I think at this point, the best case scenario would be that there is simply not a Voxus landing remaining.
Or potentially not enough of one. It's also quite possible because he basically zorched the island, but he took off with that. Depending on what went down there, taking out an entire stabilized island depends what he was up to, whether he was pissed off or not.
Very
Well, if he
true.
didn't
Yeah.
find followers,
Yeah, he may have. I was thinking like he may
And-
have also had enough of an ego. He may have demanded tribute.
it's also quite possible that the people we're trying to contact are also petrified. Will messages go through to petrified people?
I don't think so.
So maybe Fox's Landing is there, but everyone is.
Yeah, and maybe it's possible that like those beholders put up like a super anti-magic thing.
All very good ideas.
Look, I think the only way to truly know what's going on here is to go there.
Yeah, going to go case by case.
We'll take it one step at a time. We'll check out the island. Who knows? Maybe we might find some survivors or some clues to maybe some of them escaped before whatever happened happened.
All right.
It could also just be. Well, honestly, I don't know. I'm just grasping at sticks here, but we got to get moving. That much is true. We can't stay in this spot of the Vale for too long.
Most definitely. I have a complement of, let's see, a single broadside from my vessel can launch 20 ballistae. So I will have them prepared in case we do need to fight. Do you have any weapons on your ship? I haven't seen. Well,
I got a bunny corn on the front of the ship. What do you think, pal?
Perhaps your smaller size and speed will be enough to keep you out of danger.
The boosters.
Don't. Not
If,
working.
Sorry.
Not working. Not working.
if worse comes to worse, my ship can take a fair amount of a beating. I will do what I can to launch lifeboats and then create a barrier. However, we must make plans if Fox's Landing is indeed not there. We do not have the supplies to get to the next nearest city. So it would be in everyone's best interest if you were to start rationing immediately. Much better to ration when we don't need it than to not ration and
At
run out
all.
of food. Or, more importantly, water. All right. I wish I had better news, but seems that this is not the time for good news. At least not
Right.
yet.
Ultimately, we can decide if the news is good or bad once we see what kind of damage has been done. Well,
Absolutely. Well, I am going to return to my ship. If you should need anything of me, and he reaches into his pocket, and you see him kind of bring out this strange-looking device. This is something one of my crew developed. It is follows the same basic principles of a wand, but the only thing that it does is it shoots up a very bright light. So if either one of us gets into a difficult situation where you need to inform the other very quickly, just point this at the air and say the activation phrase.
Lumos.
No, it's actually
Hello, Hamura.
it's just
FML.
help. So what it is, it's just the word is help. So just point
They
in
must
the air.
go off all the time.
Remarkably enough, we
Help!
only give
I need
it,
somebody. Help!
we only
Oh,
give
it
it
does work.
to people that
I wasn't holding the device.
won't use it improperly. So anyway, hold on to this, and I'm going to return
Ringo.
to my ship. Okay then, and you see him kind of wander off. You
Oh.
you guys see, and Arai, you would recognize the presence of an Eladrin as an Eladrin just appears on the deck, puts an arm around.
Me.
Yes, puts an arm around you and goes, "Hey, baby, let's go back." No,
Hi.
puts an arm around Declan, and then you watch as
Bruce Campbell.
she face steps away with Declan.
She was pretty, right?
Yeah, she was.
It
she
wasn't,
was
it wasn't a
fit.
question to you. It was just.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Not the time to flirt.
What?
I know
Does
you
not
just spoke. You
compute.
just spoke gibberish to him.
Arai.exe as
Shut down.
As.
has experienced a fatal error. Please reboot. So the next few days are some of the slower days you have ever experienced on the ship. Despite the fact that you are filled to the brim and then some with passengers, no one is really talking. Mealtime is incredibly kind of somber, especially with the rationing process.
Hey Reggie, can you play anything that'll maybe do a little bit of uplifting? I know you got.
Say no more. I
know
got
you
what
got-
you need.
You got other instruments, right?
No, I only have my violin, but
You had your
I
violin.
can do a lot with that.
You had your violin. Remember, it got all
What?
warped and twisted. Or was that another thing?
Wait, didn't
Oh.
it like?
It did.
Did
It did get warped and twisted visually, but once you were out of that area, it went
Oh, it
back
reverted?
to yeah.
Okay.
Again,
Oh, thank God.
effectively what happened is it wasn't the instrument itself that got warped and twisted. It was just your what you saw got warped. So effectively, some like illusion magic somewhere got kind of mixed up in whatever you guys were doing, and it made the
Oh, I thought Corey Alstrax flexed on us, and he got like, "No, shut up."
no, it seemed to be some sort of illusion style
okay.
magic.
Okay, not a problem. I got what they all need. Reggie is going to step out just into the middle of the deck on the ship. Takes out his violin, does his little wrist thing just to kind of get his hand ready for this, and he just starts He plays a merry jig, something in major key, not too fast of a beat, but enough to kind of get you going a little bit.
Okay.
Play a popular song. That way it might inspire others to, like, join in.
I can sing
All right, all
surprisingly
right.
well.
All right, all right. If people want to join in, go right ahead. And
Suddenly
he's just
the- Suddenly,
Oh.
the entire TikTok shanty community just shows up.
Yep.
I
Just a
miss
bunch of
that
D&D
community.
Just a bunch of D&D characters all of a sudden just start doing the Harlem Shake.
Just do the Harlem Shake. Boom, ding, 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 boom, ding, ding, ding. Sorry.
And Richie is just watching all this horrified, like, what have I done?
That's a decade ago now.
Yeah,
Makes
I
you
know.
feel old.
Yeah, that and flash mobs. Yeah.
For
The
those
flash
of you
mobs
that,
are ancient, but Harlem Shake is a decade old.
yeah,
Been a while.
that was back when let's see, SourceFed was still a thing back with the Harlem Shake. That was actually technically early days of SourceFed because
I had a friend. Those Harlem Shake videos would piss her off because they weren't Harlem Shakes. A lot of them were not doing the Harlem Shake, and it just aggravated her.
Do you guys remember SourceFed back when Geek and Sundry was a
Oh, I know.
YouTube channel and not a Twitch channel?
Hmm.
Old school stuff. All right, so, yeah, so you are able to raise some people's spirits, but something you notice is even when you are playing as well as you can, there's just something about the environment that the music doesn't seem to have the effect that you're used to having it have. Like you've played for not royalty, but you've played for nobility, and you've played for peasants and everybody in between, and for whatever reason you're playing your heart out and people are listening to it and some people are trying to join in, but it's just not quite having the effect you would want it to have.
Everyone is having the big sad.
Well, do we get the vibe this is PTSD, or is there something else going on?
Why don't you roll me an Arcana check?
And what? Could I roll like an insight check to see if like this is
Sure, if you'd like to.
PTSD?
So, of the people who got a little bit peppier with the music, I do want Arai to sit down next to them and try and like just chat it up with them.
Sure. Why don't you make
Maybe
me
hit
a
on them a little
persuasion
bit.
check?
Okay.
It's
14.
So
13 on the Arcana.
13. Okay.
Ooh.
14 on insight.
So
surprisingly good.
we'll start with Aoi. Aoi, as you kind of look around, as much as you are seeing a lot of people that are still kind of shaken from what they saw, that's not all of what's going on here. There's something else, because everybody deals with trauma in a different way, and while yes, it's very obvious that some people are still kind of jumpy and shaken after what they saw.
Actually, it's still a little jumpy.
But overall, there is something that is affecting everybody in a relatively similar way, which is not really how mental health works in general.
Something occurred to me, and
Sure.
would I have advantage on this at all regarding, because Corey Alstrax is basically, he is a dragon. I know he's a variant. I'm wondering if this has any of the fact that these guys just dealt with them like a mother of a dragon.
I'm going to say no, you don't have advantage.
Okay.
So, Smegwick, as you're kind of looking around, something is wrong. You don't know what it is, but there's definitely something that is actively affecting everyone on board.
Wondered if he didn't do something to him.
Yeah.
Arai, what'd you get for your persuasion check?
20.
Nice.
your moves have moves, and they're good. So you don't understand how nothing is landing. You after spending like an hour talking to 3 different people, you're relatively certain you would have a better chance of enticing the wall to go back to your bunk with you. Which has never...
No. No.
No, you cannot seduce the ship.
Oh dear.
Why do my characters always snuggle against rocks and other hard things? Walls now.
But
They're so horny.
you...
Why can't I seduce this? It's a chair.
And
It's a chair.
It's a love seat. What's your point?
So, after just kind of... And not even, like,
Stupid
full
thing.
on... Because there's a time and a place for hanky-panky. And you are...
yeah, it's not trying to get with anyone. It's just trying to.
But you're just trying to kind of be friendly with people and kind of get something beyond just, you know, a casual conversation. And not only is nobody kind of picking up on what you're trying to do, to use a really bad turn of phrase for one of my favorite comedians ever. It was like I forgot to turn the Bluetooth in my cock. They just were not even detecting that there was a device present. Yeah, they seem completely oblivious to any attempts to create any sort of positive relationship, whether that is romantic, whether that is platonic. They seem incapable of understanding that that's what you're trying to do, which again has never happened to you. Like, you are a relatively personable person. And yeah, this isn't, it's not that they don't like you. They seem oblivious to the fact that you're trying to start some sort of positive relationship with them.
Garai is going to respectfully excuse himself from the
Mhm.
person who's not paying attention to him, apparently, and go and find Reese.
Okay.
Because Reese is functioning fairly average, and he was in the same place as the rest of the people.
Yeah.
So maybe he knows more.
So,
Something is wrong.
looking around, you notice, like, you go through the entire cargo deck, Reese isn't there. And you kind of look around the ship, and you finally you go up to the top deck, and you can see Reese has gotten a mop and bucket and is effectively swapping the decks right now,
No.
and just kind of humming to himself as he does it.
Arai takes a protective choker out of his pocket.
Oh no.
He sees you coming. Oh, hello there. Is there something that you needed?
You're not here! You're not here!
Oh no.
Is there something that you needed?
Yes.
I'm sorry, is this just you, or are we not included? Like, what you're...
No, you can totally come, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said we weren't here.
I was chaxing you away, not araying you away. Sorry.
We can call it a relling. I mean, that's where it really came from.
Yes, that too.
So he kind of sees us like, oh, is there something you need? I'd noticed that nobody had given us a good scrubbing in a while, and there didn't seem to be any use to being down on the cargo deck, so decided to be useful.
We greatly appreciate it. It looks great.
I've noticed something. When things are going badly, you can sit there and mope as long as you'd like, and you can sit there and focus on the problem over and over and over again. Sometimes, though, it's just better to find a problem you actually can solve, and solve it. Like cleaning dirt off of a deck. Would you like to join me? I can get you another mop. You guys are rather well stocked.
Well, we were.
Uh,
Hopefully, we ration out. We'll still be limping along
the,
the next point of acquirement.
the passengers below deck seem to be rather. Something is off about them beyond simple trauma.
Yeah, what went down when Corey Alstrak showed up? Did he put people on notice? Did he demand tithing? Did he make a verbose speech?
Nothing like that. He came out, this giant creature. We'd never seen anything like him before. It was like a nightmare just kind of solidified in front of us.
Familiar.
So he came by and he turned a bunch of people to stone. He disintegrated even more. There was a strange woman, kept throwing massive balls of fire at everyone. Did a lot of damage, but no one said anything. It was rather sad, to be perfectly honest.
So no speech, no nothing. He just started blasting.
Wasn't too long after that the sky went.
He may be. I was like, crap. He may be actually having a temper tantrum out of being in, having nap time for so long.
Yeah.
Well, it was very bizarre because I've never seen a creature that could change the entirety of the sky like that.
Yeah.
I have another question. If Islands in the Veil can rise up and down again, where did this thing come from?
It's a fantastic question. I haven't the foggiest idea where it came from.
He mentioned City on the Spire and all this stuff. It was like places I ain't never heard of. City on the Spire was one of the things he went off about.
Do you mean the sky changed? Did anyone start attacking it, and did their magic get weird? Did you notice anything? What?
Oh, well, it happened so fast. No one was really able to do much of anything. Declan came out and he started channeling a spell, it looked like, but as soon as he started, part of him just got caught in the edge of a beam, and surprisingly enough, when you're used to casting spells with two hands, significantly more difficult to only do it with one.
Yeah, and I heard the wizard who was in charge of the place, he got completely obliterated.
Aye, he was dead center of the first disintegration. But no, as far as the sky, if you look at it now, it's not right, is it?
No, it's not.
And for those of you that look, it's not something that you would notice thus far, but the sky itself seems to be wrong. Normally, at least at this time of the day, because you're kind of midday at this point. Normally, it's kind of a blue sky. There isn't really a sun in in the elemental plane of air, but it does turn into this kind of very nice, kind of clear blue sky. And there's clouds there's clouds in places. It's never overcast. You can see clouds and things like that. And now, as you look up, instead of the kind of very pretty, clear sky blue color, it has this strange kind of yellowish green tint to it. That if you weren't kind of looking for it, you might not even realize it is. I hope it's not a permanent thing. I rather liked the sky before.
Yeah.
Well, I have a theory.
Yes.
Dragons, when they get old and powerful enough, they can basically, what's the primateer? I heard the earth form, terraform.
Oh.
Surroundings about them. I'm wondering if maybe this isn't him flexing intentionally or unintentionally and causing that to happen.
Well,
Yeah,
a lot of times those effects happen once a creature has kind of created a layer. And,
Yeah.
just their presence there kind of warps reality around it. There's quite a few different creatures that do that. Dragons are very famous for it, but also liches will do that as well, and beholders, and other
Yeah, and
things
this
like
is
that.
and
One,
this is
yeah,
a
that's-
beholder dragon.
One, that's very true, and two, you seem to be well informed for a custodial engineer.
You'd be surprised how much free time you get on your hands. I like to read. Unfortunately, all my books are now beneath the veil, but I'm sure I can find more.
And people do tend to talk around janitorial stuff, not realizing that they're there or
It's
pretending
rather
that they're.
impressive.
Yeah.
Every so often, I like to pretend I'm a secret agent.
You pretty much are.
Should I inside checking to see if he's being genuine?
Sure, if you'd like to.
Smack can tend to insight check him, but
Nope.
we'll save that for a later time.
That's an 8.
As far as you can tell, you haven't really known Reese very long, and the few interactions that you had with him, he's never really had any motivation to be deceptive to you guys.
Okay.
Like the interactions that you guys have had, there's never really been any benefit for him lying. So you don't know you don't know what he looks like when he's lying.
Okay.
So yeah, well, I'm gonna get back to cleaning things. Did anyone want to?
Well, I was going
join
to
me?
ask, when it did go down, did anyone, how else to put this, when people were trying to fight and put up a fight, did they essentially buckle almost immediately?
Oh, there
Or-
wasn't any fight. It happened so fast. From the time we saw him to the time that it left was perhaps 5 minutes, maybe 10. There wasn't enough time to actually set up a fight. Declan was reacting purely on instinct, and it went rather poorly for him.
But no magic in 5 to 10 minutes from anyone or anything.
There were explosions and things disappearing and people turning to stone. We didn't think about fighting back. Most people just ran.
Those people that did try to fight got essentially blasted out of existence,
Mhm.
or they barely survived at all.
I guess it is rather odd that the first disintegration hit most of the powerful warriors. You know, the most powerful wizard was there. There was other very powerful, to be perfectly honest. Declan is probably, aside from you all, the most powerful person that survived it.
Yeah.
And only part of him survived.
Yeah, that monster is smart. He knows what he's doing.
Hi, now that I think of it, it seemed
Or maybe
almost
that little
surgical.
hint. Or maybe he also had a little helper pointing things out to him.
That's true.
It's possible.
She
Did
is.
have someone on the deck.
What was that in terms of?
The who like lit the deck on fire and who we kept seeing outside. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that girl who framed us.
you all have done quite a bit of work today. Perhaps you all should get a bit of a nap in.
Yeah,
The rest sounds good.
We've got enough people with piloting skills. Will keep us on the straight and narrow for a wee bit.
All right, that sounds good.
Actually, I feel. Tell you what,
I'm gonna
Reggie.
stay up.
Yeah, Reggie. Tell you what, you get rest. I'll pilot for a bit. Then you take over.
All right, that sounds good.
I'll give you a hand, Reese. Where's our mops? I don't normally do
Oh.
this sort of thing.
Right over here. I always get me a spare in case something goes wrong. And he goes over and he gets you a mop and he pours some of his water into your bucket. And
I was
got
gonna
a
go,
lot-
thank you, and like pat him on the head.
We got a long
Alright,
voyage. Behave yourself.
I'm helping.
Helping doesn't require touching.
And
Don't say
Reese-
it. Don't
Reese
fucking
kinda-
say it.
Reese kind of turns to you and goes, gets rather wound up a lot, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Aye. Maybe after he has his nap, he'll be feeling better.
Preston
No, regrettably.
Smegwick hears that as he walks away. Prestidigitation makes it smell like Ryu cut one.
Rye is not ashamed at all. He does not care.
And Reese does not seem to be affected by it at all. So, the next few days pass, again, extremely slowly. But you do eventually get to the point where you should be able to see Vox's Landing coming up.
In the time it takes for us to get there, I'm guessing over several days.
Several days, yep.
Any further insight we can garner into? Because it seems like the crew is still static, right, across that entire time in regards to their behavior.
Yeah, not a whole lot changes with the behavior.
Okay.
Like everyone seems kind of sullen and down the entire time, no matter what really happens. I'm assuming Reggie every so often will play something, either during the meal or shortly after, to try and raise spirits, and it's somewhat helpful, but not particularly good.
With
Something like
further
that, yeah.
with further insight and study, is there anything else further we can see about them being affected in such a way beyond I feel like Smeg was on like some type of track about
Yeah.
what went down with
As-
Borealis tracks.
As far as you can tell, you do not have the space nor the equipment to be able to figure out exactly what's going on, just based on the roll that you made right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, it has something is going on, and the longer that you're on the ship, the more you get an idea that whatever happened to the sky has something to do with it. But this is extremely ancient, powerful, forgotten magic. You know, this is not something that anyone for thousands of years has ever even considered. So it's well outside. This predates your Packmaster by a few millennia. This is...
Well, the Packmaster did make reference to saying we turned it back, but I didn't know if that was like the royal we or not.
Yeah, whatever is going on right now predates that.
Right.
So anyway, you guys get to the point where you should be able to see Vox's Landing on the horizon. And
Please be there, please be there, please be there.
as you guys get up, you can see something there.
Please be island, please be island, please be
Which-
island.
One of the things, because Vox's Landing is entirely man-made, it doesn't float like most of the other islands in the Sovereignty. If it were to be petrified, it would just sink, because it doesn't float like... It floats like a boat. It doesn't float like an island. So seeing that there is something there has definitely made things look good. But the closer you guys get, the more you start seeing some strange things.
Does the sky look screwed up over it?
The sky looks screwed up everywhere.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
the entirety of the sky has this strange coloration, and it doesn't seem to end. But as you guys get closer and closer, you notice Vox's Landing again is made. It is a circular station that also is vertical. and it goes up probably. Normally, there are 15 stories with various things, and it's circular because that's how the trade barons have kind of cut it up and everything. And as you guys get there, you can still see the 15 stories that you're expecting, but on top of that, you see stonework that you're not used to seeing, and
Oh no.
it has strange shapes that are somewhat akin to beholders in some places, but in other places are completely different, and you can see shapes and figures that don't look like the giant creature that you just saw, or beholders, or anything. It's just strange shapes that have effectively been built on top of a Voxus little landing.
Do we
And,
see other ships?
as far as you can tell, no. You're still pretty far out. So if they were smaller ships, you wouldn't be able to see them probably for probably at least half a day, because of how far out and how large Voxus Landing is. However, you guys do see near the top of this new growth, you do see, as far as you can tell, small swarms of things kind of flying around onto the top of it.
Son of a bitch.
God damn it.
Unfortunately, that is where we're going to end it for today. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/trainerjody. Check out all my cool stuff there. In addition, this Saturday, hopefully, on twitch.tv/ZeldaUniverseTV, we will have my other campaign that I run for Zelda called Tears of the Realms. Jax is one of my players. And she can fly.
And I'm a girl.
Yeah.
Cool.
And she has a murder mama. So, I mean,
I do have
all
a
the
murder
cool
mama.
stuff. So,
And
anyway, check it out there. I'm going to real quick look to see, cause since we do have a bit of an audience here, I'm going to see who is currently
Raid!
live.
Raid.
So we can do a raid, because I like to raid peoples when they're doing things. Oh! Another one of my players, lovely gentleman by the name of Elias Thompson, is
Yay!
currently streaming some Star Wars stuff. So we're going to raid Elias. All right. So anyway, again, that is going to be all for me today. And I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.
Bye.